Alright, I mean... I felt if I wasn't so stingy with my items, that last run wouldn't have been so bad. But here we are. Anyways, what more could I say about Darkstar? The difficult. Ironically enough, the difficulty was. Okay, how do I want to describe it? I don't want to be too harsh on it, but it was definitely harder than I would have liked, especially for my first main story adventure in several years. But I can't complain because it advertises itself as a hard mode mod first and foremost. But what really kept me drawn to it wasn't even the challenge. It was nice when it wasn't too overwhelming. But all the new features that they added in, and there's even a few twists that you wouldn't expect from a Paper Mario mod that I'm not going to spoil here because it's that good. As I kept trying to say, front half was a perfectly fine and fair amount of challenge for me personally. I kind of got the feeling though in the back half that this game was designed above my personal play level. Like it was definitely designed. It's definitely designed for people who already are well experienced in Paper Mario. To the point where the back half of the game the challenge kind of got a little frustrating to me at times. But with what I know now about it, I kind of wonder how bad it would actually be a second time around. Because there's definitely some things I've learned playing the mod that kind of, in my head, that seem like they would make some of those areas less challenging to the point where it's a fun challenge and not a frustrating challenge. Not to give away too much, but I'll just say that Flower Fields has an annoying gimmick, and if I would have noticed a badge that they added into the game earlier on, that I definitely could have gotten before Flower Fields, it would have made that gimmick a lot more bearable. And I'm gonna I think I'll just spoil it because I do want to talk about the weather effects. I'm kind of bitter. They kind of leave me with a bittersweet feeling. Because on one hand, it's nice to see Shadeblade, the main creator, if not the single creator of the Darkstar mod, actually experiment around with new gameplay ideas. That's how some of my favorite things from Paper Mario mods as a whole have come around. But for some reason, the weather effects kind of just feel more of a hindrance or an annoyance most of the time than they do a challenge. In my opinion, at least. It's a shame because I wanted to like them. I guess some of them weren't so bad when I actually got used to them. Ironically enough, even though it was the hardest weather gimmick to deal with, I actually found the whole defense challenge, or the defense lowering weather, pretty fun. It made regular enemies a lot more threatening, and to a point where it made me feel like I had to plan out my movements a bit more strategically. The very first weather gimmick that you run into didn't seem so bad. No, I might just get Spike Shield from a chest later on. I would describe the FP draining gimmick as one that was fine once I got used to it, especially with Paracarry. Paracarry real kind of helps negate that a little bit with the whole skydive FP restoring thing I was talking about earlier. It's not quite strong enough to outpace the FP you lose from the water, but it did make all that a little more bearable. Again, and there's one other one that I didn't exactly spend too much time with, because that was right around when I actually got the badge that negates the water gimmick. So, like, that gimmick was getting annoying, so I equipped the badge and never thought about that gimmick again. It was just the worst one was definitely the poison gas one. It was just not fun. Like, my quote-unquote strategy to deal with it without the weather badge was to just equip a badge that restored HP, but it cost so much badge points that it was just a mess to try to work around. But that's why I feel so conflicted about the letters, because, like, it's good. I like the fact that you have to try to work around different conditions, things that actually make the story progress feel different from vanilla. But a lot of them just didn't vibe with me, which makes the fact that there's a badge that negates them all the better, because the badge does cost badge points, so if you don't mind putting up with the weather condition, you can just ignore the badge, and you have like 2 extra BP to work around with, so that's good. It like gives incentive for people, it allows some people who can't stand the gimmick to just equip the badge and ignore it, but if you can put up with it, it opens, even if it's just slightly, it opens up the possibility for you to play around with extra badges. And then, well, that reminds me, like, another, like, flaw I found with Darkstar was with the way with the level up system in general. Like, it's the same exact level up system from... No, that's not fair to say. What I meant to say, you end up at the same max level as you do in vanilla Paper Mario. But that's just it. It's just vanilla Paper Mario, so I can't complain because nothing's changed, but... Shadeblade introduced all these cool new badges that I want to play around with, so it just feels like a shame to actually, like, run out of levels to get. So we're fighting the Fuzzy to actually... Do I really have 0 items? It might be worth fighting the Fuzzy. Yep, absolutely nothing. Let me just see how hard this fight is. Remind me to get back to that, because, like... I don't want to forget, because I feel like I'm... If I don't finish the sentence, I'd be leaving it off on a bad note. Jungle Fuzzies, no, they don't drain FP. I recall they drain more HP than usual, though, which could be a problem. But if they don't split, I can do this. Again, I said, like, if they don't split, I could do this. And technically, I could still do it if I just... You know, I'll just Starstorm. It's early enough that it's not too hard to do stylishes and get that star energy back. Better than just wasting all my health and flower points trying to defeat them one by one. Especially because this will probably just restore that FP back if I really, really need it. It really stinks to, like, pass up on all these badges, though. Alright. Darkstar, Darkstar, Darkstar. Oh, no, I didn't mean to talk to you! I can't even... I'm not even getting the badges because of the whole challenge run. Ugh, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, Bombette. Oh, I miss you so. That's right, level ups. I was talking about leveling up in Darkstar. It's the same exact same way as it is in Vanilla Paper Mario. So it would seem kind of weird that they wouldn't look. It's only an quote-unquote issue with Darkstar because, for one, there's like so many cool new badges to work around with that I really wish I had more BP to equip these new badges. I can't fault it too much because J-Blade puts a lot of effort into balancing the games, not just for a normal run, but all the challenge runs that Darkstar has. Like, there's been several patches to this game at a pretty rapid pace, just all built around making the game feel as balanced as possible. Shoot. I refreshed, but then I'm just stuck doing nothing, and yeah. Because the whole badge thing isn't even my major complaint. Like, oh right, this is a new run. Sushi's my first partner. I got confused with the last run with Parakarry being a thing. Great. No, that is fine. If I waited till this round to refresh, the poison would have destroyed me. I think the reason why, like, the fact that there's a level up, the level up cap is the same as Vanilla Paper Mario is actually noticeable in this mod, when I could care less about it in normal Paper Mario, is because of the post-game stuff. Like, not even post-game stuff, just like right around the time of Bowser Castle, when I maxed out on level, the lack of new growth really starts to hurt after a while. Shoot. Just like how I got a feeling that this Fuzzy's gonna hurt me in a little while. But yeah, like it... As I got near the end of the game and stopped leveling up, oh boy. This is where I go bye-bye! I mean, I got one more refresh, but... I guess that's really gonna do. I'll get back to that. Give me another moment. No, just take my money and run. Jeez, this is normal. Why is it so hard when, like... The hard mode pit... I managed to get through the hard mode pit just fine. And I definitely don't have enough health. Floor is it? Yeah, I definitely don't have enough health to deal with that pain block, even though I really need it. Oh, I think that's Happy Flower, not... like the FP flower, growth flower. Frick. Ooh, baby, this is where the run dies. Again. I mean, I can save this. Just barely. But I can save this. Yeah, like... going for... I guess my biggest criticism with the way leveling up works in Darkstar, even though it's the exact same way as it works in Vanilla Paper Mario, is you hit max level around the time you get the Bowser's lair. And at that point, you're just stuck. You're stuck having to fight all these super tough enemies, and you don't really feel rewarded for those battles. It's actually more noticeable in the post-game because you at least get coins from fighting enemies still from when going for Bowser's Lair and that. But like in the post-game, slight spoilers, but not really. Is it even possible for me to get through this? I would do 2 to that, but I just... Okay, survive that. Survive that. I think Sushi can take it out, and if as long as I guard... I have enough FP to heal now, but... if I could just trust myself to get the timing of that attack, then it would be better to actually take both of these guys out first, and then refresh. But do I really trust myself to get that guard? The problem is I might just end up taking back the damage I heal if I don't, don't go for this. Here goes something. Only downside now is Sushi does nothing for the rest of the fight, but at least I possibly get out of it in one piece. Yeah, Darkstar. Like, the post-game areas where you fight more and more enemies, but feels like they end up dropping less and less. Especially because, like, money becomes less of an issue the later on in the game you get. But that's just part of the course for Paper Mario as a whole. This like... Well, I was gonna do 3 after that poison. So... yeah. Plus there's like some points in the post-game where it felt like I was having to do a lot of backtracking to get... I don't want to spoil it, but there was like one major fight where I didn't have enough items, so I had to backtrack, and like, but I had to go through a good chunk of the dungeon just to actually get to a place where I could heal, get items from the shop, and then come back. And then I had to reverse through all those enemies just to get back to the boss fight. Shoot, this is where I die, isn't it? God, I'm just hanging on by the skin and teeth every time, aren't I? Well, that is fun. I am actually dead. There's nothing I can do. Well, it would have been nice to know that Sushi just knocks them out completely. God, like, is skipping the badges really that much? Like, I don't feel like I'm getting too many opportunities to get badges, and yet I'm already getting my butt handed so much more quickly. I want to finish my thoughts on Darkstar though before really getting into anything. So you know what? I'm just gonna run around the maze a bit while I finish said thoughts. So some parts of the post-game dungeon just felt annoying because of navigation going through and all that, but I hate saying bad things about Darkstar because I really do enjoy it overall. If nothing else, I really appreciate all the new things that the mod adds that could never really exist in a normal Paper Mario run. Yeah, it's been a minute and a half since I last been for the maze, so don't mind me if I like pause what I'm doing every now and then just to remind myself how do you get through these sections without getting completely devastated. Yeah, well, one thing I didn't talk about is like every partner actually gets a bunch of new features in the mod. Like majority of them, like there's a new feature where some partners get an upgrade to their basic attack when they first get a super block. Honestly, I wish they all did that, but I get now that I've gone through the whole adventure that was more something just added in to give some of the more noticeably unremarkable partners from Vanilla Paper Mario more significance. Like the whole thing with Paracarry Skydive actually restoring FP, that's a perfect example of a basic attack that gets, oh, I went the wrong way. That is a guy that I do not feel ready to fight. I thought I was going the shortcut around. Oh, shoot. Maybe someday I'll show off what that's all about. But with Darkstar, things like Goombario, it feels like the partners that were already good don't get any sort of extra any new perk to their basic attack. And it makes sense when you actually stop to think about it, because like Goombario doesn't get anything, but he's actually kind of already pretty good with the fact that he just has an upgraded jump, so he just does more damage in that sense. And like it also pairs up well with the other moves that he has. Okay. Sorry, I might need to focus a little bit around here. Just to be safe, I think I'll wait for them to pan down. That's how you do it? Right. One more, and I'll been able to I'll be able to claim these star pieces in one, piece. How... That was like... I didn't see a place to jump off, unless I was just that terribly distracted, but... Ugh. Yeah, like, Bull doesn't get anything too special. I guess technically elDexter doesn't get anything special, but he has something added in by default where his basic attacks, and I think even Spiny Splurge, now do extra damage against flying enemies. Overall, there's like a lot of cool little things like that added on to Darkstar that like make me really appreciate it, even though it might be a little harder than intended. Or don't get me wrong, the hardness was definitely intended. I mean, more so meant like I may not have gotten into it if I would have realized just how hard it was going in, because I know it's taking a chance, but I didn't, like I said, I have managed to get to the end all the same. No, I don't care. This is just an excuse for me to talk anyway, so if I get star pieces out of it in the process, all the better. Skill cap, that's what I'm looking for. I had a feeling going in that Darkstar would be a little above my personal skill cap, but I managed to get through it. I managed to get through it anyways, and it did... I'm glad I did, just for all the new features into it. Again, there's like some twists that I don't even want to spoil. They're that good of twists for a Paper Mario mod. Is there I feel like I'm cutting myself off short, though. Is there anything in particular that I feel like I'm really missing? Overall, if you have previous experience with Paper Mario, I would recommend it. If you're more of a casual Paper Mario fan, though, like, I would warn you about going beyond, like, chapter 5 or 6. Again, like, I mean, like, if you know about the badge, that makes chapter 6 a lot easier. Then I would say it's not until Bowser's Castle where things get so frustrating that they're not fun. Because I don't recall chapter 7 being too bad. Like, boss of chapters, Crystal King was a challenge, but something that I could overcome and didn't feel stressful. That's a weird thing. Like, even Huff and Puff, like, someone infamous for being frustratingly challenging, did not feel too bad. Maybe it was just because I was so annoyed with everything else in that chapter, though, that by the time I got to Huff and Puff, just a fun challenge that didn't stress me out was all that I needed to appreciate. I'm trying to remember what in particular really annoyed me about chapter 7. But in hindsight, I can't really think about it. So I guess, like, overall, like, as long as you have some it's definitely the scary thing is from other people who've played Darkstar but also played other Paper Mario mods, apparently this is easier than even Master Quest Jr. You just have to actually, like, get yourself familiar with... Shoot, I think I missed some of the chests over there. No, it's fine, I can still get it. But, like, the meta is... Like, with all the new badges, and there's even new cooking items, and all cooking items that already exist have new effects. You do have to pretty much relearn the game like it was you do have to kind of treat it like a brand new game, taking account of all the new additions in order to actually be good at the game. So that part might make it on the same difficulty, if not a little harder, than Master Quest Junior. Master Quest is still one of the hardest Paper Mario mods. Shoot. Did that do, like, double damage after the second time? I think it did. I just let that mushroom go completely to waste. And it's been a while since they ran through the maze, so I guess it's not too hard to believe that I'm a little rusty. Especially when, like, doing a full rotation in the maze was never really my specialty to begin with. Yeah. And I think that's... Really? Nothing. It's just a hidey place to avoid getting clamped by spikes, which, I mean, I guess it's appreciated, but I'm looking for the star pieces. That's part of the reason why I'm here. Like, I find all the cool new stuff that he added really cool. The new recipes are amazing. I actually kind of... And it really kind of made me, like, experimental, really wishing to try out. It inspired me to, like, brainstorm other possible recipes. Because I feel like there's, like, some ideas that Shapeblade could add for recipes, even. I'm not sure in the sense of, like, mechanically, but, like, certain items I could think of that could go together that normally wouldn't, like... I wouldn't mind, like, seeing more teas and just more items combined with Koopa Leaf to make all these different varieties of tea. Like, giving some more love to apple in general, just to make like apple tea in that. Was one example I could think of. I think I had like a whole page in my sketchbook of just Paper Mario recipes ideas. Just like, I got so caught up in cooking. Shoot. There's really no place to hide that whole time. Ugh. Yeah, I guess it helps that, like, the big thing about Darkstar is that it makes me very excited for more Paper Mario mods. To get even more experimental, adding more ideas to the Paper Mario formula, while still keeping the RPG feel that I've enjoyed from RPG feel, the badge formula that I've enjoyed. I think that alone kind of like was what allowed me, all the new features was what allowed me to keep pushing on through Darkstar, even through the parts where the challenge got a little too overwhelming for me personally. And I mean, like this thing, like the whole Luigi challenge thing has a mode where you get more PP to work around with, but you also can't level up at all. And like, I want to try that mode, but like, if base Darkstar was that hard for me, I am scared to see how hard a challenge mode of Darkstar would be. I think like that might be too much. But we'll see. I don't think the mod is going... You know, I'm not even gonna knock on that wood. I'm sure if I really want to someday, I'll be able to play around the challenge mode. It's not going anywhere. And I guess like if I'm playing on my own time like I did Darkstar, I don't have to actually complete the run if I find it too overwhelming. Have the opportunity to actually see what's up with the badges. And cool, it actually made a full rotation around and had like half to go. So yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm going to fight the enemies though, because I just want to finish getting everything out with the whole Darkstar spiel. And that's it. Is there anything else I want to start, like... I can't remember if there's anything else, but there is one more thing for sure that I want to say. Because it's so challenging, I don't think I can recommend it to a casual Paper Mario fan. You have to have some experience with the game already, or be willing to actually take the time to learn the mechanics of Paper Mario in and out. And despite being iffy about if I would be able to get through some of the later game stuff again, it does kind of... Ugh. Point being, like, I went from really wanting to share Paper Mario Darkstar with others to being more hesitant about it around the post-game park, to now, I think I do want to do something with Paper Mario Darkstar, either on YouTube or as a stream. I do want to, like, showcase this off, because I kind of got a feeling that, like, unless you're already experienced with Paper Mario mods, you may not have the ability to actually be able to put up with, or you may not... I want to do Paper Mario Darkstar for the people who cannot play for Paper Mario Darkstar themselves, because it's definitely an experience that I feel like anyone who's a fan of the RPG formula of Paper Mario should experience one way or another. Because of all the new features and twists to the story, as minute as the majority of them may be, those are things worth experiencing. And if I can't full-heartedly recommend this mod, or Darkstar in particular, if I can't full-heartedly recommend Paper Mario Darkstar to people, or to everyone, I could definitely recommend it to people, but not to all people. That I would at least want all people who are interested to be able to experience it some shape or form. I think I say this more so just like friends and peers, because I definitely know there's probably better streams and video series of people that playing Paper Mario Darkstar. If you really want to experience the game, probably just watch those people. But specifically to my friends and peers, they're fans of Paper Mario, but kind of like in a similar boat to me, but even more so, of just like only last time they played the game was in their childhood, and the mere thought of doing a hard mode challenge sounds overwhelming. I want to be able to give those people a way to experience the mod. Though I wouldn't expect anything anytime soon. Especially next month of February, and probably even a little March. My main focus is just to clean up and finish up all the projects that I'm already doing on the channel. Like, especially a lot of focus on Celeste is a perfect example, because I finally started to get back into editing that and uploading those videos. I kind of like decided to kill the whole death montage thing. I personally enjoyed the feature, but it took so much. I think like shoot. It takes so much extra editing to talk about, to do the death montages in Celeste. It's just kind of a factor where it's a factor that takes a lot of work that most people probably don't even notice. And ever since I've stopped doing the editing for the death montages, I've been able to edit, funny enough, I've been able to edit Celeste videos a lot quicker. Shoot. And being able to edit Celeste videos a lot quicker, I've been able to upload them a lot sooner. Especially because, like, the last time I recorded Celeste was probably 2020, 2021. I think it's probably for the best to get through that sooner rather than later. Yeah. Sorry I was a little all over the place, but I think I got the majority of things out. Like, if you have the tools to download and play Paper Mario Darkstar, I would definitely recommend trying it out. Just be warned, it is advertised as a hard mode mod, and especially in that back half, it does live up to the expectation of a hard mode mod. But if you're able to get through a mod like Master Quest or Master Quest Junior just fine, you'll have no problem with Darkstar. Maybe when you start doing challenge runs, doing some of the challenge modes,